Hi, welcome to the Genoa Friendship Garden, Harris County Master Gardener's demonstration garden. I'm here to show you the different beds that we have, especially my native plant landscaping bed this morning. Thank you for the opportunity, Lacey.
Yeah, I'm excited, Robin.
You asked what is my favorite plant. I'm going to have to say frog fruit, because the most significant thing I think I've found over the last 7 years is the journey of finding a native ground cover to replace St. Augustine, Bermuda, Zosia. Those are all imported grasses, and they're on life support. We fertilize them to keep them alive. We herbicide to kill the other plants. We insecticide to kill the bugs, and we fungicide to kill the fungi. Well, we're killing the environment. And so to me, the most important thing that folks can do is to use natives organically to help the environment. And so my favorite plant really is Flora frog fruit. It's the larval host plant for 3 butterflies.
Wow.
The Phaeon crescent, the white peacock, and the buckeye butterflies. And so there's no chemicals on this. And I just started this from plugs years ago. And the pollinators are throughout this all year long.
How did you fall into gardening?
I had a career in medicine where I was in a sterile environment in a hospital, for years. Worked at MD Anderson. And after that, when I retired in 95, I was looking for what to do. And Armand Bayou Nature Center is just down the street from where I live. And they had gardening Prairie Friday. I said, okay, let me go for that. And there I learned my love for native plants. I learned that this used to be coastal tall grass prairie. I had no idea. There's less than 1% of it left.
Wow.
And so I fell in love with the native plants, and that's began my journey into learning about the Native Plant Society of Texas, and then my journey into Master Gardeners. And I always wanted to have a place that I could show the public how to garden with native plants because of so many benefits. This has given me that opportunity. This used to be just a little grassy knoll. It looked like everything else here, but now it's a beautiful bed full of wildflowers and wild grasses, and demonstrates what folks can do in their own yard.
Yeah, and to go back to your medical experience, it has echinacea, which is a medicinal plant too.
Exactly. Many people have had cough drops with this in the cough drop.
That is so funny.
Right?
Full circle.
Right. And in common self-heal, it's been used for many different remedies. So many of these plants have a tradition and a history. We have rattlesnake master there. Okay, Yuccifolium is its species name, and I love that name. It's called rattlesnake master because they thought it was a cure for snake bite.
But it's not?
It's not.
Okay, good to know, good to know.
It's not. No. There's a great pollinator-friendly plant.
Yeah.
I just love its appearance. It's just a beautiful plant. It's in the carrot family. It looks like
Really?
it's a yucca kind of plant, but yeah, it's in the carrot family, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
If I had one thing to suggest to most homeowners, gardeners in the area, is to decrease the size of your turf grass, the dedicated to lawn. We have 40 million acres in the United States dedicated to turf grass, and it has very little, if any, ecosystem benefit. And we are losing species. We're in the midst of the 6th mass extinction, and so I encourage folks to the areas that aren't doing well with, instead of trying to revitalize that turf grass, make a bed. Make it into a bed, or plant a native turf replacement, such as frog fruit or horse herb. There's others. Come to Genoa Friendship Garden and I'll show you many alternatives. But there are native alternatives, and that natives in. Just start with one.
And I know you talked about in your class that the roots of our native plants are a lot deeper than the turf grass.
Right.
Can you talk about why that's important?
Yes, excellent. There's a number of good things. The things that we don't think about are under the ground. And the life of the prairie is mostly underground. 65% of the prairie life is underground. That's why prairies can handle buffalo coming and eating it all up, and then fire coming and destroying all the top, and the things spring up right away because most of the life is underground. And so these prairie plants actually measure, when they're established, their root system are measured in feet instead of inches. I mean, like little blue stem, it'll be over 10 feet deep when it's established, its root system. And so what those roots do is a number of things. Is they benefit by preventing soil erosion. They allow the water, when we have rain events, to filter down into the aquifer, replenishing the water supply instead of just getting it out of the way like we tend to do with our bayou channelizing. It also helps carbon sequestration. Those roots put carbon into the ground, and those roots just give a these plants an advantage. I'm giving a talk in October, the Green Thumb Lecture Series talk on gardening in extreme weather. And one of the benefits of native plants is with that root system deep down underground, they can survive drought, frost, freeze, and flooding because the roots are underground and they will survive whatever happens above ground. They're protected. They'll come back because I call them the champions. They survived here through millennia, right?
Yeah.
They outcompeted other plants to be here today. And so that's why I encourage folks to just start with one. That's all it takes.
And you know, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the nursery and said, oh, that plant's pretty, and went and planted it in my yard. And then a month later, I'm going, what happened? It didn't make it. But when I planted, you know, some native plants, it was a completely different story. I put it in the ground. I forgot to water it. I forgot to do anything to it. And I came out and it had gotten bigger and there were more of them. And I just thought, well, this is the way we should be doing things.
I like to encourage folks to garden for success, right? And so many of us think, well, I've got a black thumb. I kill everything. Well, first of all, everything is going to die. That's a good place to start because everything is going to die. Okay, that's all right. That's a part of the life cycle. But I like to encourage folks to use natives because, as you said, they survive in this environment. I gave a friend, when I made this pathway, I rolled up frog fruit. I call it turkey tanglefoot turf. I rolled it up. It's just like a carpet. Okay, and he just threw it down in his backyard and forgot about it. He said, Robin, you wouldn't believe this. I just totally ignored this all winter long. I felt so bad. I went out to it and it was thriving. He just laid it down,
for you.
Right? Because it took its root system and its nourishment with it. All it needed was a little rain once in a while. It's also one of the best things you can do for this clay soil is to get roots down deep. And then you're getting carbon material. You're getting organic material down in that clay that helps to make it more fertile and easier to garden with. So over time, I encourage everybody to use organic mulching. And then one of the ways to do that is to just snip, chop, and drop your plants. Just let it mulch right in place. That's one of my favorite things to do. It's also energy conservation. Mine, I like to conserve my energy. But also that just puts the nourishment back into the soil as it breaks down and it protects the roots from the heat, protects them from the frost. It retains moisture. It prevents weeds. Just all kind of good things.
Everything you need, basically.
Right?